rock and roll. Wait until he's back here and let him get his fly on. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, you got to fly when you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hello everyone and welcome. This is PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearProp TV, and paratalk.org. We are coming to you live from Bad Apples. Now, our guest, James Sutherland, he is kicking back. He's just going to go out for a quick flight, but he will be back at 7 o'clock sharp, so he says. I don't know if that's even possible, because it usually takes me 10 minutes just to lay out my wing, but hey, when you're Charlie Soap, you can do whatever you want to, right? So anyways, I figure we'll take this opportunity to say hello to everybody and do our intro. My name is Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. You can always find me at ppggrandpa.com. I run paramotorarkansas.com flight school and also a nonprofit organization called runintothesky.org. Welcome. I'm a dog dad. Let's go ahead and say hi to Will Fly. He's also over at Bad Apples. I don't know if his internet's good or not, but we'll find out here in 3, 2, 1. What's up?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good, man.
Oh man, Bad Apples. It's funny. James just walked by and he said, "Oh, I got to be on ClearProp." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, ClearProp." I got to. But then I couldn't. It does that two-factor, three-factor, four-factor identification. And so, anyways, I'm here and I'm glad to be here.
Excellent. Well, we're glad that you're here too. How's Bad Apples been?
It's hasn't actually started yet. This is Monday, and it starts on what? Wednesday, I think, and
right.
It's already filling up pretty fast.
I think that one starts Thursday. Yeah, it should start
Thursday.
Yeah,
and they're expecting 400 pilots this year, so it should be wide open.
So what have you done? When did you get there, and have you flown yet, or what's going on over there?
No, I haven't flown yet, but I got here just today, probably about 4 hours ago, and
is it already packed?
No, it's not. I wouldn't call it packed. I mean, but it will become.
It
packed.
will be.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Bad Apples is just one of those places, like most fly-ins. It's not about the flying, because you fly anytime. But there's so many people here, and it's just going from one place, one tent to the next, and I mean, you could spend your whole day talking to some of these guys. So
right.
Come on out to Bad Apples, man.
Yeah, I wish I could. I got students this week. Matter of fact, we got Butch. He got his 5th flight in today. And not only that, but he and I went up at the same time and did a little cross country. So he's got his first cross country on his 5th flight. Crazy.
Dang. So he landed out?
No, we did a complete cross country and he came back and landed perfectly at the LZ.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Damn, Bill, Butch is caught up to me. That's messed up.
He is.
He's caught up to me now.
Right. So,
but I'm about to get a bunch of flights starting Wednesday, because then I'm going to a fly-in Wednesday. So
that's right. Right?
Depending on the weather. Do what, Will?
For the shore? Is that?
Yeah, Eastern Shore. Yep. It's called Spring Wing. And Spring Wing. Yeah. Then they have Soar the Shore in September. So they do 2 fly-ins there, but different parts of the year.
Cool.
May and September.
I'm gonna turn my video off because I think it'll make the audio a little bit better. And I'm gonna try it anyways.
I hear you fine.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't have any problems at all.
Good.
Doing good. So anyways, glad that you're here, buddy. And we're just going to try to make this a quick show. I mean, we know that you guys are going to be, hey, Butch, we were just talking about you, man.
Hey, thank you.
And if you take your phone and turn it sideways, we can see you better. There you go.
There he is.
What's up, Scuba?
Congratulations.
What's up, Butch? You have caught up to me in flights, man. I feel bad now. You caught up to me, and I've been doing it since last year. So good for you.
Thank you.
All right. So who else do we have in here? I guess since Scuba Steve's been yapping a little bit. How you doing, Mr. Scuba Steve? Good to see you, man.
Great. And I'm looking forward to this fly-in as long as the weather holds out. I think it's supposed to be nice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it's supposed to rain over the weekend. So that's kind of suck. But if we get some good flying in Wednesday and Thursday or Thursday and Friday at least, then I'll be happy because I'm going to work Wednesday and then head right up to the fly-in after work and see how it goes.
You said Thursday after work, so you'll be there Thursday. Or you're going to be
Wednesday after work. I'll
Wednesday.
be. Yep.
All right. So Wednesday after work, and then you're going to be there all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
There you go.
Nice. Wow. Lucky.
Well, I mean, I could come back home, but every time I make the trip to the Eastern Shore, it costs like $20 to cross that bridge. So I don't want to go back and forth because that'll be expensive. So I'm gonna have to stay, I guess.
You'll have to fly across.
Yeah, you got to fly across.
Well, that's a lot of water. I'm not crossing that much water. No, thank you. I don't care how many floats I got. I'm not going across that much water.
I hear you. Well, glad that you're here, and I know that you got a podcast on Friday nights over at paramotordude.com.
There you go. Come check it out.
Absolutely. Hey, Jim, what's up with your maple syrup smelling money, my friend? Good to see you.
Hey, it's good to be seen.
I've been trying to get Butch to, learn everybody's information and who they are. And he goes, Jim, that's that maple syrup guy, right?
What the heck?
I did.
It's called Sticky Jim. There you go.
Oh my goodness, man! You run an awesome printing and publishing company. Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Jim?
Sure, I can help you with your printing. I can print you stickers. I can print you signs. I can print, all that. Checks, business cards, door hangers. I don't know, brochures. Calendars. We got
Look at Will out there with all the peoples.
custom calendar. And so can do all sorts of things for you. Just connect with me, come to Search Care Printing, and you'll find me.
And that's your QR code, right? So we can just QR code you right now.
Yeah, you betcha. Yeah,
excellent.
Come right to me.
Excellent. I heard that I'm also worth 10%. Is that still true?
Okay, yeah.
How does that work?
You just mentioned that you saw or you heard about this on PPG Grandpa show, and we will give you 10% off your order.
Freaking awesome. I think I just saw a hay bale. Did you see that too? That's awesome. All right. So I guess we're just kind of waiting right now. So Will, if you want to just, let us know what's going on out there, go ahead and show us bad apples. Oh, now you're going back in your camper? Come on, show us bad apples real quick, Will.
No, you can't have both. It's so noisy out there. There's no way you'd be able to hear me. So I had to put it on mute, but I wanted to show, some of the excitement.
Yeah. We're still waiting.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, we're still waiting on James. So go ahead and go out there. Let's take a look and hear the sounds and take a look. We'll wait until James gets back in.
Okay.
So tell us what you see, bro.
All right. So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4 in the air right now. Can you hear me?
Hear you perfect. I don't hear anything in the background, man.
You don't see anything in the background?
No, we don't hear anything. We just hear you. It's like you're the only one here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's incredible. There's Brian Haybell Waller doing his thing. So it's just one of those days where, it was, we're not going to fly. We're not going to fly. It's not going to be flyable. But then the first person takes off, and then all of a sudden, everybody wants to fly. So waiting for James Sutherland, and I might even catch his landing. I don't know how he's going to do that in 10 minutes, but
well, it's already been 10 minutes, so you're more than welcome. you're everything right now. That's all we're watching is your screen. So show everything that you got going on out there. I mean, this is Bad Apples. I wish I was there.
Mm-hmm.
We got
So
somebody
Bad
taking
Apples.
off.
Yep.
So the nice thing about Bad Apples is not only do you get to meet a whole bunch of neat people, just about every vendor you could possibly imagine is represented here. So if you have questions, or even want to try a different wing, something like that, I think that's James up there. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, I think there we go. I think that's James up there. And,
Yeah,
I got a couple people ready to launch.
You know, it sounds like you're showing a video and you're voiceovering. We hear nothing in the background, just your voice.
Well, I don't think I can make that any better.
Oh,
Um,
I was hoping to hear something in the background,
There's a
but
guy.
amazing noise cancellation.
Yes.
We hear nothing, just your voice.
No.
Wow,
Oh.
that's incredible. Just super loud here.
Yeah, just your voice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we have 11 in the air, but it'll get to the point where it's just so many in the air that I don't know. It wouldn't be a time for a beginner to fly, I guess. But that's not the benefit of coming to a fly-in like this. It's meeting all the other people. You learn so much at any level, whether you're beginner or you're super experienced. You're always learning something. So, yeah. Sorry for the perfect audio.
Oh, it's amazing, man. I mean, it really just, I swear that you weren't really there. You're just doing a voiceover for a video.
No, I guess that's Apple for you.
That is pretty freaking awesome, brother.
But
Yeah,
still with
I mean, it's just been amazing. So, how long are you gonna stay out there, man?
I'm going to stay out here till Monday. I'm going to leave Monday. One of the best flights at Bad Apples I've ever had was the day after everybody left. You know, you kind of have the field all to yourself, and it's just kind of special. Hodges Field has a special place in my heart and in the heart of many, many people. Mac Hodges has operated this place at a loss for quite some time. And he's done that because of his love of aviation and, you know, the people that are associated with it. So this is just an awesome place, and grateful to have it.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. It looks really awesome. Kind of really wish that I was there. Like I said, you know, we did amazing cross country with Butch today. He's got his 5th flight in. We're going to be doing more flights this week. I mean, this guy is doing freaking amazing. We got another student, our most, how do I say this correctly? Not the oldest, but the most, the oldest student.
Seasoned.
Yeah, well seasoned. Oh.
Yes. Most well seasoned at 75. And he's been doing really good too. He's very he comes every morning and he trains really, really hard. So, you know, and Butch comes every day and trains really hard also. And it's just really nice to be able to get some people out there. And, you know, I don't mind not going to Bad Apples to be able to see some amazing people take their first flights and then, you know, go from first flights to cross country to, you know, all these amazing things that you get to do as far as being in the paramotor community. If you guys
I'm a great instructor.
I watched a video that Kahlo did, and he was training or trying to train somebody that was around 75 years old. And from what he was saying, the older you are, it's harder for your brain to learn new things like that. So, I mean, if the guy that you got is doing good, then hey, that's great. But it's hard for them to relearn or learn things when you get that age, from what I understand.
Yeah, he decided that he's not looking to get up quickly. He said that he'll take as long as he needs to take. He doesn't live too far away from us, so he just comes when he wants to. He trains when he wants to, and makes
Okay.
it good.
That's a big field, Will. You're making me jealous.
Mm.
Oh, it's a huge field. The nice thing about Hodges Field, I wanted to get down here to the grass. This grass is like freaking carpet. It's like a golf course grass.
Wow.
Even when it rains, I mean, 10 minutes later or 5 minutes later, you come out and it's like dry as can be.
Touch the grass. Touch the grass.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an awesome field. So I'm going to sit out here, Shane, and kind of have it in the background. If you can still hear me and everything. That way you can see some of the activity.
You could have a paramotor right behind you, and we probably wouldn't hear it. So
We don't hear nothing, man. And I'm Sean, by the way, not Shane.
Oh, Sean. I'm sorry, man. I'm looking at Shane.
It's no problem. That's what this is all about, just having fun. But man, it looks like it's really nice. We got people that are kiting. Oh no, it looks like another trike went up behind you. Okay, so we got
Most people that are out, they were kiting earlier, but most people that are out now are setting up to launch.
Okay. Yeah, we don't hear anything, man. It just looks like you got a fake virtual background.
that's
I
a lot of people
promise
flying,
you.
man.
Hey, Brian Waller, is this a real background or is it a fake background?
I don't know. It looks fake to me.
Yeah.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
Real, Will.
Yeah, wait until you watch this whenever you get the chance to on a real computer, and you'll be like, you gotta be kidding. There's nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. No noise, nothing.
Mm.
Is it what are you on? Are you on an iPhone or what?
I'm on a MacBook Air,
Oh, wow.
and I'm amazed. I cannot believe it's not picking up the background noise.
Wow, MacBook Air. Huh. I wonder how many people out there right now that are listening to the show. We got 15 people, 16 people watching right now. Am I correct? Is that what you see, Scuba Steve?
Yeah, 17 right now.
Okay, we got Slow Days out there. We got Kramer, of course, our Jim Maple Syrup, Guardian Service Dogs, Mad Sloper, Michael Jasper, Bonnie Franz, Daniel Roosh, Grandmaster UV, Tony Marzano, Scott and Angie Garland. Did I get everybody so far? Jim Sierra 120's on. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. So we got a bunch of people on here. Good deal. Thank you guys for jumping on. We got 9 likes and 16 views. So
Is James Landon? No, that's not James. It's only been like 25 minutes. His 10-minute thing.
yeah, he's at the 20-minute mark. I'm not surprised though. I mean, really, why be on a show when you can be out fly?
All right. I got a question while we're killing time.
Yeah.
Y'all know a lot about aircraft radios because I just got mine yesterday, and it's kind of weird because I've tried messing with the squelch. If I touch the antenna, it's quiet. If I let go, I have to touch the antenna. I don't get it. Now I can hear the tower from the Air Force Base, but man, they talk fast. So whenever I do have to contact them, this is a Yaesu 550, which is probably not going to show up on the screen very well. There it is.
But it actually did very well. We could see it perfect.
Wow, that's loud. But yeah.
What's loud?
You didn't hear it?
No, the noise cancellation on everybody's stuff is just amazing.
Well, I know this one has noise cancel, but I'm surprised it didn't cancel that out. That was really loud.
Didn't hear a thing. Didn't hear a
Yeah.
thing.
So when your motor's running, that's when it does that, right, Steve?
When my motor's running, no. This is right here in my office.
When you touch it,
And you
you're
turned your squelch
creating
up?
interference.
Yeah, I can turn it. When I turn the squelch up, I have to turn it almost all the way up to make it go away. But I can, if I'm touching it, I can turn the squelch all the way down.
I
Sounds
have
like
to
a
do the
bad
same
prank.
thing on my icon.
Whoa. Who said what?
I have to do the same thing on my icon. I basically had it's got a setting from 1 to 10, and I keep it on 10. The
Oh,
squelch.
wow. Okay. So it's not just me. All right.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I did another antenna and it's completely quiet. It's a real short antenna, which is great for short range, but it's not good for long range. I can turn the squelch way down on that one, but I don't know. Maybe I'll play around or get a different antenna because
Sounds like something about the grounding so far. It sounds just like grounding issues.
it's weird. Oh, I got it blocked where I won't broadcast by accident right now because I don't want to contact that tower and then they go, "Hey, what are you doing?" I don't know.
So on that, and we talked about this before about if you have a resistor cap,
Mhm.
and if you're using a resistor cap and you're using a spark plug that's also a resistor spark plug, somehow those two cancel each other out. So you could try using just a regular spark plug to see if that helps.
Well, I have a line filter too, but I haven't even hooked a headset yet to it, so I don't or taking it flying yet. So we'll see.
So, Will, what is a resistor cap spark plug? What'd you say?
It's a resistor. Now I am not a mechanic, so I don't know. But it's I guess the cap that goes on your spark plug, they do something special to it where it keeps it from interfering with radio signals. But then so does the spark plug. If the spark plug has an R in it, like what is it, BR1? I don't remember.
BR549.
Yeah, BR549. But if it has an R in it, it's a resistor spark plug. And so you've got a resistor cap and a resistor plug, and those two are kind of canceling each other out if they're used in combination. You only need one or the other. That may help. This has been the bane of my existence, and that's clear communication. I've not yet been able to find a solid way of doing it. I'm pretty good on the aviation radio because I kind of know what they're going to say. I kind of expect it, and I can fill in the gaps.
Mhm.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Barely. I heard some roar like a motor noise just for a second.
So it's just something to try. I've also tried those little ferrule barrels or whatever they're called. They're little barrels with magnets in it that you can clip around wires. They've
Yeah,
helped some.
that's what this is.
Yeah, if you're going to use those though, you want to put a piece of tape around it because I have had them come off. And,
Yeah, Tony, I got a risky biscuits. All right, I got to tell y'all, I saw something today. I must be old and not with the times. Have y'all heard of Mr. Funnel? Nobody has. Do you know what it does? It blows my mind. It removes water from gas. So if you get a giant thing of gas and it gets water in it, you can pour this through this filter and it takes the water out of the gas and only puts fuel in there. It also will, because ethanol will mix with water, you can put more, like if you buy ethanol gas and you add water to it, the ethanol will bind with the water, then run it through the filter, and then you'll have non-ethanol gas.
Wait a minute. What is it called?
Mr. Funnel. Look it up on Amazon. I kid you not. I watched Scary Barry do it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. He literally pours it in there. Nothing comes out but fuel, no water. He had like 3 drops, so he did it twice, pure fuel. I was like, wow, man, that's awesome. I need that for, you get condensation or whatever in your fuel tank all the time. That's a good way to get it. Oh, John Wayne's got a Mr. Funnel. It works. There you go. They're like $1 on Amazon, but that's some good stuff right there. I was like, man, I'm so getting one of those.
Yeah, even without the even without the I guess the Mr. Funnel or whatever, you can make your own ethanol free gas. And so if you pour, I think it's 26 ounces of water per gallon of regular, with ethanol gas,
Mhm.
that water, the ethanol is more soluble in the water than it is the gasoline, and the water and the ethanol will settle to the bottom. But the only problem with that is the ethanol is also used to increase octane. So if you're going to do that, you need to start with a higher octane level. In other words, you wouldn't start, if you started with a 92 whatever octane level,
Right.
the time you were done, you'd be at a lower octane. So
Oh, I got you. I didn't think about it bringing the octane level down.
But you also know too that the lower the octane, the more power there is, right?
well, I didn't think about it that way. So and then as far as the two-stroke motors that we use, how would that affect it? And that's something I'd have to investigate.
I only use the 87 non-ethanol, and I've been doing that for years, and I've had no problems at all. Matter of fact, I liked having that extra power because, I don't know, it feels like it runs better than the 92, 93.
Yeah. So
Well,
here's
because-
something that would be a neat experiment if for anyone to do. Just take a little of regular gasoline and then pour a little bit of water, but know how much water you're putting in there, like 1 ounce, 2 ounces or whatever, and then pour it in the gasoline and then let it settle. And you'll see that if you start it out with 1 ounce of water, you'll end up with 1.2 of the clear stuff at the bottom. So that other extra is the ethanol that's also settled.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
That's what I was saying, that you could use that filter. If you add water to the gasoline so that the ethanol can bond with it, then when you filter it again, it takes all that out and you just got regular gas then.
Or you could siphon from the top. and
Yeah, you
can
could do that. You just got to be careful.
Yeah, you'd be.
You get a little too low and, oh man, I got pulled water up in there.
That's right.
I'm not exactly sure how that works, though. I mean, how does it remove?
It's a hydrophobic filter or something. So it repels water. So when you put gas through it, it keeps the water out, but lets the fuel through.
So the water stays inside the actual fuel.
In the funnel. There you go. Yep. And the gas comes out of the bottom. It's amazing to watch. I was like, wow, it's really working. I mean, he did it because he went and bought like 55 gallons of non-ethanol fuel. And it just so happened that the gas station he got it from, there was water in their gas. So he had to go and filter all that stuff. Yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
Interesting.
Oh, Mr. Funnel, yeah, we all know about that. Steve.
Removes water, dirt, and debris. That's the other good thing. It not only gets the water out, it gets all kind of dirt and crap that's in those gas tanks that's sitting at fuel. Because don't think that all the fuel comes out of them pumps are dirt free, because they're not. Especially if a fuel tanker's in there filling. At the moment you fill up, that's the worst time you can fill up your car, is when they're pumping gas in there, because it mixes all that crap up that's in the bottom. So don't fill your car up when one of those tanker trucks are filling the big tanks.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that a lot of times, and I've seen those tanker trucks there, and I just move on to the next.
Yeah, okay, so here's a good question. So you filter, and that is neat. That's actually a lot simpler than, letting it settle and siphoning from the top.
Right.
But then the question would be, non-ethanol gas costs more, right? So
Yeah.
I wonder what the real comparison is to buying the regular gas and then filtering out the excess or the ethanol. Wonder how that weighs out.
Well, the only real value is that your lines are gonna stay longer. But
Yeah.
I mean, it still burns, it's functional, and there's no real point in getting rid of the ethanol.
Yeah, well, I meant like monetarily, the cost of buying
The water and the ethanol does do a number on your membranes and stuff on your carburetor. So I've been using non-ethanol, and I mean, every year I do a maintenance anyways, but I don't have any problems. Matter of fact, my carburetor still feels like it's brand new. Now, when I first started, I was too cheap, and I used the the ethanol gas, the stuff that you normally get at the pump, and the membranes and stuff. I'd have to replace those things like twice a year. So it does mess up your carburetor, I think, if you don't use the non-ethanol. So having a fuel filter like that probably would be pretty good. What do you guys think? I mean, what is your experience on the panel, and what is your experience in the super chat? Let us know, because this is a really interesting topic that we're talking about.
Yeah. I just
Never
thought it was
gonna
cool.
worry
It's a great addition to have. I mean, you never know when you're going to get water in your fuel. So it's a good way to get rid of it. Or you could try to use it to get ethanol out of your gas if you want to go that way, I think.
So that's only for gas. That's not after you mix it with oil, right? I mean, that's just your gas.
No, it doesn't matter. Even if it's mixed, it's fine.
Really?
Because gas mixes with that oil. Gas mixes with oil. Gas does not mix with water. That's why it separates.
Gas is made from oil.
Interesting. Eric Von Erich, thank you very much for your donation. We definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I've never, I'm gonna have to mess around with that. I'm gonna have to buy one. I actually just put one in my Amazon cart, and I'm like, I'm gonna check this out. This sounds cool.
Let us know how it goes, because I know I'm gonna get one too. I just not yet. I'm gonna wait till after this fly-in, then I'll get it.
Jeremy said get ethanol-free gas if you can find it, and John Wayne said the new membranes will use ethanol.
Hmm.
I've never had a problem.
Hello,
There's
everybody.
an app called
Oh, you're
that
back.
will
It's only been 10
hey,
minutes.
what's up, James? Long
It's
10
10
minutes,
minutes.
man.
And that was the quickest 10 minutes ever.
I was on my ex-wife's time. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Well, glad that you made it, James. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and how did you get into paramotoring?
I am the owner of, or one of the owners of, a chemical company called Sutherland Products. We make Charlie soap, and I was looking for something to do. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I started hiking a lot, and then my buddy got hurt doing some paragliding, and I thought, well, that must have been really stupid. So let me look into why he got hurt. And the next thing you know, I'm looking at statistics of PPG versus every other kind of flying, and it seemed pretty safe. So I don't know. I fell in love with it immediately, even though my really close friend had just gotten paralyzed in his right leg. I don't know. It was just something I had to do. So I had never been able to fly before. It was very, very scary to me to get off the ground or be even in a swing that was swinging up high. But I got over that and been flying ever since. In fact, Brian Goff is here, who taught me, got me in the air for the first time. And he was remembering today how he had to basically talk me into the air. I mean, I was so scared. He didn't think that I would ever actually take off. Not because I didn't have the skills, but just because I was so scared of her. Excuse me.
So when did you start flying?
About 7 years ago, 2016. Yeah, it was like 60 flights the first year. Excuse me.
Sure thing.
About 60 flights the first year, and then 100 flights, and then 200 flights, and then I built the van. And since the van, it's been about 400 flights a year.
400 flights a year. Now,
we had an appointment, and I made you wait 20 minutes so I could get a flight in.
well, yeah, I respect that, my friend. Absolutely.
I mean, that's just me, man. I'm sorry. And
No.
that's why I'm going to fly probably more than most people.
No, I mean, if I had the opportunity to go fly, well, wait a minute, I kind of did, but if I could go fly some more, I would definitely go do it. I mean, so I totally understand. And this is only one day for me a week. So if I can't go fly the rest of the week, something's wrong with me.
Yeah. Well, I hear that. I just got an opportunity just now. Ryan O'Connor, I think his name. I don't know his last name. Ryan, he's my really good friend. He's helped me with a bunch of my motor problems with the Polini 303. He just let me borrow his daughter's Atom 80, and I took it up on my thermaling wing on my trike, and so it was really lifty, and I was able to fly an Atom 80, even though I'm like 215, 220 pounds sometimes. But that was I'd say my first barefooted takeoff, other than being at the beach that one time. So,
Well, I mean, my go-to motor is an Atom 80, and I've been flying it when I was 250 pounds, and I'm down to 220 pounds, and it's fine.
Nice.
It has, yeah, lots of lift, lots of power. Atom
what
80
kind of wing? What size wing are you flying? Like a 30?
I usually fly my 28s.
Shit. All right. And you're at sea level, or you
Yeah,
high
pretty
up, or?
pretty close, about 250 to 300 feet above sea level, and
Okay.
and I can take off in like 10 to 15 steps of nil wind with
Excellent.
with an Atom 80. So people that are like, oh, I need a multiple 85, you might want to try Atom 80 first.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little rig. I wouldn't say it was quick to get off the ground, but like it was fun. And with the 29, it was exactly what I needed. I've been going for as low and slow as I could possibly go for about a year and a half now. Not low, but just slow. I like the Bodie wings for some reason. I'm not like scared of the fast stuff. It's just it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And you miss it when the wing's going very fast. You miss all the physics that's going on. And so with a really slow wing, like I don't know, it seems like it's more intimate with what's going on with the air, what's going on with the thermals and just everything. And I don't know. Everybody told me to get into a B wing if I wanted to get into maneuvers. So I went to a B, like a high B, and now I've got a low B that I bought just because it's slow and fun. Anyways,
I agree. I like the Bodie wings. The Bodie wings are really awesome, especially in nil wind. You can get up in almost 0 steps. I really like it.
yeah.
Hey, James, are you still traveling with Aviator?
I'm not. Well, right now I'm not. I took a little time off from them just because I had to go back and work on some stuff for my business. We just got into Walmart for the first time, and it's been really hectic. So I had to come home. Also, I had some family issues, and I had to like basically rebuild a house or a home. And so that there were some things that kind of took me away from focusing on the Aviator thing. And then when I did have some time, I got an invite or an opportunity to go and hang out with Santa
Running
Cruz.
wheel?
No, sorry. Say that again.
It just looks like wheels running, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's like on a one wheel, I think. I think he's on that one.
I think he's on a Segway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sounds so much cooler when you said I was on a one wheel.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're on the most expensive one wheel ever. Yes, there we go.
There it is.
Hey, James, I can say this about James. When he says he likes to fly or he flies a lot, I thought I had it bad. I mean, I thought I flew every possible chance I get, but this guy he flies multiple times a day sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, if it's good, I'll usually get multiples because like it's not the flying, it's the landing and the launching that I like so much. So
You got a personality, that's for sure. You love to fly, man.
yeah, and there was a time where I was doing too many launches and landings, and it looked like I was just bumping up my numbers of flights. So I would like force myself to go and fly 30 minutes on every flight.
Huh.
So if I had 2 hours to fly, I'd get 4 flights, but I would do 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. So I could like guarantee I had some time in the air. Anyways.
I think we got a question in the super chat. Jim, can you let us know what that is, please?
Yeah,
Oh, I
Jim,
was saying pass by.
Jim CR120 was wondering, since
Oh,
you're
like,
doing
who
some
else is
free
here?
flying now, can you share what the experience was like?
Free flight is a crucial experience in every form of the word. I've never had to be so focused on where I was and what I was doing in my life. I don't think that powered paragliding really is like it in that regard. You can kind of be absent-minded with powered paragliding once you get going, like once you get your skills set together and you can launch in nil winds, then nil winds are going to act like nil winds just about every time. And so you can get to this level of complacency, and I'm not going to say it's safe. You know, the guy with the broken leg is not going to say it's safe, but it's safer. It seems safer because when you get on that hill and you're just running off the hill, and then you want to fly low, but you don't have throttle, you don't have lift, you know, have to push the button. And so, sorry about that. And it's very immediate and kind of a be here now process kind of thing. Because if you are not 100% aware of your situation, you could end up paraplegic in a very quick second. You can be dropped on your ass right on your spinal cord with, you know, right when you were thinking that everything was fun. And there are there's ways to mitigate that. There's ways to make it safe. And if you go and find somebody that dials in safety on every aspect of his teaching, then like you're going to be okay. And I felt really good with Santa Croce. It's like he was a guru and he knew everything there was to know about flying. And there's that. But what also I thought was cool was every time that he had a point about flying to make, it was a safety point. It was every single time that he talked about any kind of technique or situation or weather or rule or gear, anything. It was all from some safety aspect. And he had this, I don't know, it changed my whole flying, my thoughts about flying, at least. I think it was pretty eye-opening 2 weeks. And I can't wait to get back out there.
So you flew free flying for how many years before you got into paramotoring, or both together, or how'd that work?
So I started paramotoring 7 years ago. I had never done free flying until 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes, I called Santa Croce, or I sent him a text, and I sent this huge long letter diatribe about everything I'd done in paragliding, all of my problems, all of my gear, all of my training, you know, hanging out with all the schools that I've been to and getting my certification and the tandem certification and all that. And I said, I just worked with Aviator. They chose me to be the brand ambassador. And he sent me back. It was a very long email. And he sent me back an email with like maybe 2 sentences in it. And it said, James, I know who you are. Get out here as soon as you can. And I was like, excellent. This is the guy that I probably need to be talking to. And when I got out there, it was like I got to watch him turn away. He had to turn away students right and left because people were coming to him constantly on the hill. And then there were certain people that you saw on the hill that had so much energy and so much like want to do well. even though they didn't have an instructor, they just had the drive, and so he would go over there and help those people. And basically, anybody that really wants to do well, he's there to help you. And I don't know, he's got a lot of good videos on safety, and I'd definitely go check him out if you can. Superfly paragliding.
Will, I hope you brought a pen with you because it seems like a lot of people know you and you're going to have to sign some autographs.
No, I don't. No, I charge for an autograph.
Will knows a ton of people.
Huh? You're on national television right now. Yeah.
That's right.
This got to keep it PPG.
Take your shirt off.
Never know what people are going to say.
We didn't hear anything what they say.
Oh, good. Then never mind. Something about taking a shirt off.
I did my first water foot drag today.
Well, go back, Will. I'm sorry. Yeah, James, tell us about your first water foot drag.
That was it. I was just I was so excited, man, just to get. I don't know. It seems like it's so much fun. Everybody else doing it. I never got to do it on the track.
But you did grass foot drags before the water, though, right?
No.
Not really. Yeah, I did a little bit. I did a couple foot drags, but then the water's right there at Bad Apples, and so
Right.
I
was gonna say,
went for it.
Water on your first one would be kind of scary, I would think.
But no, I've done foot drags on my trike before, but I never have gone to the water because if you on the trike, you only get like 6 or 8 inches of drag. Like your leg can only bend 6 or 8 inches. And like with foot launching, you've got like maybe a foot and a half of like travel that you're playing with. And it's okay if your cage touches in the water, but if your wheel touches in the water, you're going in. So I know I don't want to do that. And so I've never done a wheel drag or a trike water drag. Anyways, so today was the first. It was fun.
So do you only do trike or foot launch and trike? And how long have you been doing each?
Okay, I've got 1,450 trike flights or 1,438 or something like that. And I have about 95 foot launches and about 30 paragliding flights.
Well, yeah, because when you were doing the tour, you didn't have a trike, did you?
You mean out west?
Yeah, you were doing foot launch then, huh?
I did a couple of foot launches, but I had just learned, and I did have my trike on me. That was out there in Salton Sea, man. It was cool to fly a trike in front of everybody and like get all the accolades or whatever. And plus, it was just cool to be down in those canyons at Salton Sea. I don't know if any of y'all have been out there, but it's beautiful. I got to fly Moab and Salton Sea, and of course the circus. Now, did I see you at Salton Sea or did I see you at circus?
Both. We were
Both.
there together. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Got
trike
to
was
fly
fun.
that Viper XC. That was pretty cool.
Do you like it?
I did. I really enjoyed it. It definitely has got more play than my Mac Para, but then it was a heck of a lot smaller too.
Yeah, it was a little small. But those two wings, the Viper XC and the Freeride 2 that Aviator gave me to take out there, they're both very fun wings. Everybody that I know that flies the Freeride 2 is just enamored with it fully. There's not a single person that has bought one that isn't like in love with it.
Really? I might have to do that one day.
Yeah. It's definitely a higher wing, but it's a D wing. I mean, I think it's a D wing, full on, non-rated, all that, unrated.
Yeah, definitely have to try that out. Hey, Scuba Steve, is there any questions in the super chat?
Yeah, Jim CR was asking, since you're a longtime trike pilot, how are you liking foot launch this year since you started foot launching?
It's a lot of work, first off. I mean, that's my first impression, is just it's a man's game, or like it's just a tougher person's game. No, I didn't mean chauvinistically. It's a man's game, but because there's a lot of beautiful women in this thing. But it's a workout.
Yeah, I mean, compared to a trike where you have none of the weight, then you foot launch and you got all that weight on your back and you have to run. So I could see that.
Yeah.
I launched with 32 liters of fuel the other day. Now that is heavy.
How much is 32 liters?
That should be 8 gallons. How's that even?
Pounds,
How many pounds?
about 50.
50 pounds.
Wow.
How many gallons? 5 gallons?
Well, it's 4 liters per gallon about, and he said he had 32 liters.
Yep.
That's 8.
Yeah,
4
8
times
gallons of 8 gallons of fuel.
Yep.
How many gallons can you have in your paramotor in Canada?
As many as I want.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
I get one benefit of living up here.
that's it. Maple syrup
Hey,
smell.
my battery died, so I'm mooching off James here.
He's my peanut gallery.
Just hook it into your little hoverboard and it'll charge your phone right around with it.
There you go.
Your hoverbound has a
US,
yeah.
does it?
Should.
No.
It does.
No, it doesn't. The Segway doesn't. No,
Oh,
I wish it does.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that do.
Yeah, I think the new ones have anything you want: Bluetooth, USB, whatever.
wow.
That's crazy. I just bought one and didn't have one.
Well, good. You just answered Jim CR's question there, Jim. He was like, is that legal in Canada? You already said, I can have as much as I want. That would be really heavy. I couldn't even fathom putting that much fuel, even if it was legal here. That's too heavy, man.
I usually foot launch 5 gallons, and that's what, 30 pounds. So I've done that, which is why I fly big boaty wings.
I just had the most fun I've ever had on a Atom 80 with like a breath of fuel and a 29-meter wing. That was my favorite setup I've ever had.
Were you trying to win?
I was so light. It was my 29-meter. It's the one that I've thermaled with on my trike. Wow. But to be up on a like foot launch, it's like it's so boaty and you're going like 5 miles an hour. That's my favorite. It all had like I used to fly Mac Para. I do still have my Mac Para, and I still have like a Drift Air. It's fast as hell. But I took my tandem up on like I took a small little woman that weighed like 95 pounds on my tandem one time, and we ended up going 5 miles an hour or something stupid. It was very slow. Came off the ground like that. And it was beautiful, and it took us 45 minutes to go around the field, basically.
Wow!
And when I landed, I was like, I want to do that again, and like, so I went and bought the boatiest wing that I could get.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've only been on 2 tandem rides, and both of them were the time of my life. Absolute. I mean, if you haven't taken a tandem ride, you've got to take it. It's just like it gives you a whole nother perspective of the sport. Just totally enjoy them.
Well, I think I'll try that this weekend. We're going to the Butt Fan Dust Off and flying, and he's going to be doing some tandems there. So hopefully we'll get to try it for the
Dude,
first
you
time.
will love it.
I haven't done a paragliding tandem, but art is good.
The Butt Fan Dust
so
Off.
I learned this about James today about the free flight stuff. I mean, that's pretty cool, you know. And
Sure
I
is.
don't know if I've met Mike Santa Croce.
Chris.
Oh, Chris Santa Croce. Maybe I have. I don't know, but I've only heard good things about him.
Right. That's the kind of instructor you want to go to. You want to go to one that's like really good and that everybody likes.
Yep.
Because it's just the way it should be. Like people should be, they should be going to the guys that like are likable, and because I don't know, usually just skills are likable.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And what's that saying that it's something, I think it's about a lie, but bad news travels halfway across the
yeah,
world before the good news gets out of bed.
yeah, that's it, man. And I'd have never even heard anything bad about Chris Santacroce. I don't know if y'all have heard much about it, but I've never heard anything bad about it. In fact, I'm like, I pride myself in knowing a couple of like really good pilots, and I've known them since I just got into the sport, and every one of them said you're nobody unless you've gone to see Chris. And it doesn't matter how good you are, you're just not there unless you've gone out there and let this guy see the way you fly and see if there's any kinks in your flying, because like the dude can just really help you get dialed in. Anyways, that's why I went out. I want to be good. I want to be better.
So how does he do that? How does he actually adjust? Do you have a charger? How does he actually evaluate your flying? Does he do it from the ground? Does he get up there and fly with you?
He does it from the ground, and he's looking at your demeanor when you're stepping into the wing, when you're stepping up to him. He is reading you just like he's reading the wing when he's flying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of predicting what the wing's going to do before it actually does it.
Right. And he's doing that with students too.
Yeah.
Like he's that good
because of his experience.
because of his experience. And he's just seen so many bad people show up and step up to the plate. And he's seen Wahoos step up to the plate. And he's seen guys that were focused step up to the plate. And he's seen the difference in what happens. You know, if you can bring some energy and bring some focus, like that guy can work with you. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I got 100 times more serious the minute I got there because I didn't know what it was going to take to kind of keep his, I don't know, being around him made me want to take everything very seriously and just act like a student, the best student I could be. Not to blow anybody up, but like he was really good.
Wait.
And he flies right out of Salt Lake City area.
Yeah, they call him like the king of the hill, basically on the point of the mountain. So Salt Lake City has this place called Point of the Mountain, and Point of the Mountain is one of two sites in the whole world where there's two valleys, and the wind will come and at some parts of the year they said that it is consistent. Beautiful winds every morning from the south and beautiful winds every evening from the north. And they have a south mountain and a north mountain. And it's awesome.
Wow, cool.
And
get a
like
lot of
the
flying.
paragliding is
I have to take this back because I'm trying to recover my phone because it's broken.
well.
I'm trying to not lose all my pictures.
This interview might stop without that.
He's going to lose battery power really fast now.
We've got a percentage point or two.
Okay,
We should be okay.
that's fine. So real quick then, since we don't know how long your battery's going to last, tell us a little bit about Charlie's Soap, how you got into that, and now that you're into Walmart, what does that mean?
Okay. I've been making soap selling soap since I was 8 years old. I'm 45. My dad has been selling soap since 76, which was 1 year before I was born. And that's what my whole family is about. And we don't make a single bit of soap. All we do is make detergents. And the people in our town just called it Charlie Soap, and we stuck the name to the bottle. But we have the number one selling, or we at one time had the number one selling laundry detergent on Amazon. And we played with the price until we got to about number 4 on Amazon, and that kind of works more economically for us. And now we had the largest rollout into Kroger, in the history of Kroger 2 years ago, and went to 2,600 stores. And then the next year we added 2 more SKUs to those 2,600 stores. So it did okay.
So you got Kroger and now you got Walmart. How are you keeping up with that demand?
My father and I engineered an automated powder production process.
Mm-hmm.
And so we turned this 5,000 square foot fireman's dance hall, basically an old fireman's dance hall from the 50s. We turned it into a very large machine. And so that machine pumps out about 16,000 pounds of powder a day. And I can, in the evening, I can make 10,000 pounds just by myself, with like 3 or 4 hours of work.
Oh, okay.
And so I've got 2 guys that can compete with Procter and Gamble and SC Johnson and Unilever. I don't know why they do it so inefficiently. I cannot, because this English major that flies paramotors can do it faster than they can.
That's pretty incredible. Now, your wing actually says Charlie Soap on it, right?
Yeah. The first wing, like I bought gear from Blackhawk. And then, over about a year, I learned that it wasn't the most efficient gear that I could have. And so I looked for better gear, and Brian Goff was the Mac Para dealer at the time. And he got a logoed wing for me. Took him about, I don't know, like 11 weeks or something like that to get it. But I thought it was cool because within 2 months, I would say like a year and a half, maybe 2 years of flying, maybe a year and a half, I got on a Tucker Gott video with that Charlie Soap wing. And so if it didn't help the Charlie Soap much, it definitely helped my personal popularity in the sport, or at least notoriety in the sport at first. And it was actually another, it was part of a growing thing for me, because for like 2 years or 3 years, everybody knew me as the guy with the Charlie Soap wing. And every time I showed up, they were like, "Oh, I knew you were here because I saw the Charlie Soap wing." And I wanted to start getting good at flying. So I got this other wing, and it didn't have Charlie Soap on it. And I decided to go to a fly-in without the Charlie Soap wing. And that was, I think, Grandpa, the time that you went to Moonshiners.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I think you showed up, and I don't know, it was tough to launch or something like that. But I was it was challenging. I mean, you're up in the mountains, and it's switchy.
It was a really rough time for me, for sure, up at Diners.
So I went up there, and I had the intention of showing off. And so I've been working on my triking and working on my taxiing and all that. So I went up there, and they have it like a T intersection, and I took off, or I inflated, turned 45 degrees, went out on the taxiway, turned 90 degrees with the wing inflated, and then took off. And then when I came in, I landed like that. I landed, slowed down, took a 90-degree downwind turn, and then a 180-degree turn, and landed next to my van. And I was really showing off my skills. I thought,
I think I still got this. I think I still got that.
Super excited.
Yeah, I think I still got that video, man.
So I knew that I kind of was onto something when I ran into Ripa, and he was like, "Damn, Charlie." He's like, I didn't know that you were here. And I was just like, well, I didn't bring the Charlie Soap wing. And he was like, "Well, what are you flying then?" And I was like, "Did you see a trike do some taxi?" And he was like, "Man, there was a guy, he landed and did like a 90-degree turn and like a 100-degree, 80-degree. I was like, "That's me, man." And he's like, "Shit, dude." He's like, "You're really coming along on that shit." So sorry, excuse my language, but yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like the turning point. Like I was going to be able to show off with triking, you know. Anyways, it was kind of cool.
Are
And
you
ever
going to
since
be able to
then,
get another Charlie Soap wing, or what's going on with that?
That's a good question.
That is a
right
good
there.
question. I've tried to find somebody that really wants to help me get a logo on a wing, and I can't find it. Like I've heard there's a guy in Florida that does it, but I nobody can get me in touch with him. And unless I'm gonna buy a brand new Mac Para wing, it's hard to get a logo like from the factory. Like I think Ozone will do it from the factory.
Probably.
But it's
Buddy
so
Brown,
expensive.
you know, with the new Mac Para Colorado 2. Is it Colorado 2? Yeah.
So we're gonna see a wheel fly wing.
wing.
Oh yeah, a wheel fly logo wing. I mean, you know.
No. I mean, I've heard of, you know, like Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. He's got the Gauge logo on his wing. That's probably someone you could hook up with.
Oh, there you go.
Like I can't go from the Charlie Soap wing to anything smaller because when I contacted Mac Para, they said how big did the can the logo, or I said how big can the logo be, and they said well, it can be as big as you want it to be. Just put it on the make a PDF and put it on there. So I stretched it to the very edge of the wing on there, and they said we can do this, but we're going to have to change our CAD program to allow for different colors all the way to the edge of the wing. Do you mind investing whatever? And I ended up having to spend a couple of extra $100 for them to change their program. And so I could push the Charlie Soap wing, the Charlie Soap logo all the way out to the edge.
Well, they came back and said, okay, how about this? And you kept saying, is that as big as you can get it?
Is that as big as you can get it? Like they're like, well, like maybe we could do it bigger. I'm like, then do it bigger. Like it's however big the biggest you can get. So Charlie Soap is pretty. You can see Charlie's from easily 1,000 feet. You can still clearly see. Look at that. That's Charlie Soap.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any other logo that's like that. Not a lettered logo. Yeah. So I've got the next thing that I think that it won't say Charlie Soap. It'll just say Charlie's really big. But yeah, the next thing, I don't know. I'm kind of torn between getting a Bodie wing with it on there and like having a huge logo, like a 41 meter with a logo stretched all the way across it, or like putting Charlie's on a smaller, like fast wing that I can show off with, and so it's kind of up in the air right now. I'll probably
It's up in the air. That's hilarious.
No pun intended. You see what he did there?
Yeah, it's up in the air.
So, yeah. Do y'all did flying soap? Like, did it just get under your skin like it did with me? Like, with me, it was just a whole new thing. It was like I put on a suit that would never be. Yeah, like I either put on a suit that I would never take off again, or I somehow figured out that the skin that I was wearing had a zipper and there was a pilot underneath, and I'll never realize, like, I'll never be something different. Like, that's what I am. Do you know what I mean?
I thoroughly know what you mean.
That's the way I feel like about it.
I'm an all or nothing type of guy. And when I say I'm going to do something, I don't just do it half-hearted. I mean, I go all the way in. I mean, but not to the point where I do morning flights. I still don't do morning flights. I do morning flights.
You just hate the wet.
Yeah, I hate the wet.
That's it. That's all it is.
But you got it so bad that you love the morning flights, and the evening flights, and the afternoon flights. And
mornings, like, I would prefer to take off on pavement.
Yeah, actually, that was suggested to me the last time I
started getting them on the mornings.
Yeah, to take off on the pavement.
It's dry as bone.
Yeah.
Like, even when everything else is wet, it's dry as a bone.
So how do you think that affects the wing, though? I mean,
I have never had anybody say that they can tell that I take off from pavement excuse my language, every morning for 365 days, just about. I took off on pavement, and nobody ever said that I've got like wear from lines, or all the times that I've like pulled on a rock that was cemented into the road, like never bothered it. The only time that I had some issue, and I think it could have happened anywhere, was coming in downwind landing and slapping the wing,
The front.
and it was like well into my career.
Yeah.
It wasn't early on when you think a newbie's going to hurt a wing. Anyways, I just did it wrong that day, and like it was the Charlie Soap wing. I busted a bunch of cells in it.
Dang. Man.
Yeah.
How old is your Charlie Soap wing?
It's a 2017,
Wow.
but it's got fresh lines on it now though, and I tested the porosity, and it's A-okay. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
As much flights as that thing's had.
it's I mean, the thing is though, it's the 2017 wing. So like the 2023 Advanced Epsilon DLS that I have has, I mean, even though the technology is so much better now. 5 years later, everything is super light. Everything is really lifty and efficient. I mean, everything launches beautifully, because if it doesn't launch beautifully, people don't buy it.
That's exactly right.
It's like really come along. Like the market has started to really blossom over the last 5 years. I feel
that would be a fine line too, between launching, a better launch. That could mean weaker material, you know what I mean, or less material. So
like you want it rough and tumble and all that, but like if you learn to fly well and learn to take care of your gear well, you can start with something very dainty. There's a lot of people that start with something very spindly and fluffy and lifty.
So Brian wants me to test flight the new Colorado tomorrow. You think I should?
I've never flown a Colorado. I didn't fly the Colorado. I haven't flown the two.
Really?
I never flew a Charger 2, to tell you the truth. I should. I've started to fly a bunch of different stuff this year. Like I got the Warp 18 under my belt.
Yeah.
And I'm flying a Snake 18 on a trike, which was like a bullet.
Yeah. I've heard the Snake is real kind of spicy. I don't know if I'd be up for that. Yeah.
And then somebody put me on an APCO single skin, and then I got to fly BGD Luna and a BGD. What is the A wing BGD?
Oh, not the Luna. Dang it. I know what you're talking about.
It's awesome to like get to a point in my career where I can like borrow somebody's motor now. Like, thank God for Aviator Paramotor. I mean, I hate to say that, like to get that on a sound bite that you have, but Aviator Paramotor, and like I don't know who's watching this, and it'll sound like I'm like blowing somebody up, but I went down there thinking that I knew everything there was to know, and it was a formality, to learn how to foot launch. And that Jillian girl, she knew her shit. I think she only had like a year and a half of flying under her belt, and she was an excellent instructor. And I wrecked some gear one time, and it was because I refused to do what she told me to do. And from then on out, like I was good, and like I got 90 flights in 2 weeks, or it was like 69 on the books, and then I like pumped out another like chunk right after the class.
The chunk's a lot.
Or the chunks is like a solid pump. Anyways, so now I can pick up a motor and go flying, where before, like unless I was striking, I was super nervous. And to like, I say that it was awesome to fly an 80 just now, but like the biggest deal was that I could borrow an 80 and not worry about it at all. Just go flying.
The first time you flown an Atom 80?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the first time I flew with that.
That's awesome.
anyways,
Well,
I love
that's,
flying.
oh yeah, I absolutely. I love flying also. I think I've flown an Atom 80, an EOS 100, HE 125, a Mulster 120, 185, Black Hawk 220, and hopefully, if I can get this other carburetor working on this rodeo, I'll be flying another Simonini.
I haven't flown a Seminini yet. I've gotten the Polini 303, 250, the Moster 185, and the Atom 80. And the free flight stuff. I'd have to say the free flight and stuff, it's pretty badass. Like, it feels like the future. Like, I don't know. Paramotoring is cool, and it's the future too. I mean, we're definitely living in the future. But like a good wing and a nice harness and a helmet cost about as much as a paramotor without the wing. You know, so you can go and just get a good harness and a free flight. Like, now you got a hike and fly gear, and it's in a backpack that like can go in your, like, it's literally like it'll fit in your passenger seat, and like, or it'll sit on the back of your motorcycle till you get to a free flight site. You can hike up, fly down, pack it up, and ride. That just seems so cool to me.
I'd say it takes.
And I haven't done it yet, but I think it'll be so cool.
It's got to be. It has to take a lot more. I'm not going to say intelligence, but skill.
So a lot of
free fly and a free fly right than it does, to rely on a motor. So
yeah, there was a thing that Santa Croce kept saying, and he was saying that the guys that are really good have been in the sport a long time. And the only way to be in the sport a long time is to continually dial back from your basics, your baser instincts to because like only the fucking only the yahoos are out here doing this stuff, and the people that want to be upper echelon, they have a tendency to push even harder than the rest of them, when really just being out there and time under the canopy is gonna get you more in the long run than pushing your limits. And he's like, I don't know, it was a cool take on it. Basically, just be there, just get onto the field, just be at the mountain, get into your gear, and dial back every chance you get. Like, always, watch yourself, push, but like at the end, be willing to like give up that last 30 minutes of flying before it gets nasty, or give up that day that like there's only 2 people out on the field, and everybody's kiting. Just kite, dial it back, like be the back of the pack kind of guy. And in the end, you're going to be there longer than everybody, and you're going to be an OG, and you're going to be better than everybody. And he's like, that was a cool idea. And it's something that I think we try to. Old gangster.
Oh, an old gangster.
Yeah.
Well, original gangster, I think, but I totally understand that's what that's very
like,
true.
You have to be there for a while to be there. You have to be that. I mean, there's a lot of newbies that want to be like the top of the heap, and it's awesome. But like, you watch them push and push and push, and I've seen people that push too hard, and it doesn't matter how good they are, they end up either they end up dialing it back and staying in the sport, or they scare themselves and get out, or they die, or they get hurt and have to leave the sport. You know what I mean? So like, the only real way in the future is dialing it back and and going easy. That's the only, statistically speaking, only real way to stay in the sport is to just keep dialing it back.
You
not too much, but I mean,
said that better. I mean, really, that's the best I've ever heard anybody say that. And part of dialing it back for me is remembering why I got into the sport to begin with, and that was just to fly, to enjoy myself. But somewhere along the line, it's like you cross that line. It's like, I want to do this next. I want to do this next. So that was an awesome way of saying it.
You don't realize that like you're a daredevil until you start doing this stuff, and then once you do, you're like, oh my God, I've got a responsibility.
Yep.
So like Daredevil as long as possible.
Yeah.
But that's only going to happen if I dial it back. But that was a Santa Croce thing. And he's talked about that in videos and stuff where he's like, you can't keep pushing and pushing and pushing because the guys that are all about flying and that's all they do, they're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
They will eventually get hurt. And because they're not thinking about the consequences, they just want to fly. And it sucks. Like historically speaking, though, I mean, he was speaking historic. You know, I don't have that history in the sport yet, but sort of do though. I got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that was a learning experience.
I mean, my friends have I've got 2 friends that have broken backs, if not way more. There's a
You've
thing
been
in paragliding. Say
You've
again.
been flying for 7 years and 400 flights a year for the last few years. That's you've got some serious time under that wing.
Yeah, under a bunch of wings. Well, under a couple of wings. I wouldn't say a bunch. There are people that have way
Under
more.
a wing. Under any wing, you've got some serious time. And
Yeah.
you've learned a lot. Like people wonder every once in a while I go for these long flights, like 3 or 4 hours, and people ask me, what the heck are you doing? Well, I'm constantly thinking, I'm constantly planning, I'm learning my fuel capacity, I'm learning how just incredible amounts of things. And sure, yeah, I'm not doing touch and goes, but I am learning a lot, and I can't, it's amazing what you can learn just from sitting there under the wing and cruising.
Yeah. It's just what do you call that? Just immersion or just being.
Are the broken backs from PPG or free flight? Somebody's asking.
Well, I haven't been around the free flight guys enough, so the broken backs I've seen are from PPG.
Wow. Okay.
You know, Nick got super lucky last year with a broken pelvis. You know, I got super lucky with a broken femur. There's a lot of guys that didn't get lucky. You know, there's Jeff from Tucker Sprint, Jeff.
Yeah.
And a couple other guys. Predator Paramotor got hurt real bad last year. Just it's so dangerous, and we get so complacent. And like I feel like if everybody just spoke safety all the time, like that stuff wouldn't happen. You know,
Yeah, I
like
mean, that's right. You have to ask
all the
yourself,
time.
What if the person, if the pilot was just flying normal and doing, you know, normal activities, would that accident have happened?
Right. And was there one word that like a fellow pilot could have said to say, you know, check that line, or, you know, did you get an inspection? How often do you get an inspection? Or like, are we willing to shame at other pilots? Because I think we should be. I think we should be willing to shame. I should be, you know, open to being shamed and open to shaming other people.
You shouldn't have told me that.
I think so. I believe so. I think if you don't, then you're limiting your experience as a pilot. You're
Well,
not getting everything.
Some people aren't willing to say something to you. Like I went out onto the field the other day, got prepared, all ready to go, fired up, motor running, all of that. And then I realized
We need that sugar for the moonshine.
So I'm so glad. And nobody said anything to me.
Said anything? We didn't hear what you said, Jim. What?
Say that again.
So I got it set up on the field, and then I realized motor was running. I was about to go, and I went to check my chin strap, realized I didn't have a helmet on. And this was at Salton Sea. Tons of people all over. Not a single person mentioned it to me. They just thought that when I started walking back, the guy said to me, "Oh, I just thought you were one of those types of guys who wanted to fly like that." And I was like, heck no.
Well, it's, I don't know. I didn't get it. I mean, some people did. And I'm not saying I got into the sport to make enemies, but I didn't get into the sport to make friends. And I got into this sport because I wanted to learn how to fly. And then when I got in, once I realized that what I'm doing, like, the safer I do it, the safer I let everybody else be, or try to make everybody else, the safer I'm going to be. The safer I'm going to be, like, where I am, the safer I'm going to make everybody else, just out of example. I don't know. I got hurt, and it's just kind of, there are ways to continue to fly after you get hurt. You just have to pay your penance or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
You got to get back on the course.
I agree with you. If you see something that is an issue that you might think is an issue personally, mention it to the guy across, mention it to them if they're trying to take off or whatever. And if they don't care, they don't care, but at least you
and if you're wrong, then be wrong. Who gives a shit? Sorry, who cares? Who cares if you're wrong? Like, be willing to say, isn't it stupid to do that? Like, isn't this dumb? Like, I thought I heard that, like, going up at 2:30 when it's gusty is dumb. Why are you doing this? And let the person be like, well, because I want to. And consciously decide. He has to, like, voice the words. I'm deciding to risk my life. So step off, and that's okay. But, like, at least we should be the people that say, isn't that stupid? Or, people have done that to me, and there were certain things that I was ready to do. Like, I can do 13, 14 mile an hour forwards on a trike, where most people wouldn't try that stupid stuff. But it's still nice to know that some people will come up and be like, man, shouldn't you not do that? Yeah.
I could see where the helmet, somebody might let it slide, but what if you saw somebody trying to ground start their paramotor?
Right. We should kick him in the face. Sorry, but we should jump up and land both heels right on their chest. Like,
someone
it'll be better for them. It's way better for them. They'll be able to they'll be able to
walk that off.
Right. Like, they'll have a hand. Like, golly, I hate that stuff.
There's something to that too, that, I mean, and this is something that's happened to me just recently. And there's a certain pilot that, I've talked to several times, and I've mentioned the fact that I think they're pushing it too hard, and they take it with a grain of salt or whatever. I mean, they heard what I said. So I would feel terrible if something happened to that pilot, and
you should feel better.
I didn't say anything.
Right. If you did,
I just let it slide. So I kind of feel like I've done my part.
Yeah.
And Jim, the helmet stays on your head just fine without a chin strap attached. I know.
Yeah, well, I've been
I've been there.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, let's not try that one. Let's not try that one. Keep that chin strapped on there, nice and tight.
Absolutely.
I think we got some questions in the super chat. Scuba Steve, anything on the super chat questions?
Anybody give it?
I haven't really seen any questions. Wait. Well, no, that's for somebody else.
You put one on here, so I'm letting you say it.
I did. Let me see. Well, that one's from way back. And the only other one I posted that you had the wrong filter in your cart.
Jim CR120 was wondering, as an English major, do you ever find yourself biting your tongue in the day-to-day conversations? Besides all the swearing stopping.
Sorry about that. I had a wife that, like, really tried to get me to stop swearing. But my mother would swear like a sailor at church. She was the organist, and it just, I don't know why. Sorry, I apologize. What were we talking about again?
So
what was the question?
I was wondering if you ever bite your tongue in day-to-day conversations because of an English major.
The worst is to focus through or keep my focus through somebody's not using the possessive correctly. Sorry, I know that's stupid, but like,
Not to an English major.
right?
it's not.
Like,
I mean,
like when, like, I don't know. It's hard to say, and I say like all the time. I'm the worst, and I'm constantly using colloquialisms, and I'm constantly swearing. But the possessive pronouns and possessive, like the apostrophe s that you're supposed to put on the end of stuff. Anyways,
yeah.
and I'll try to point it out if I ever see it, but I see it a lot in paramotor videos where
Give us a couple examples real quick, just for
people
fun.
don't speak correctly. Like, me correcting all of the videos is just a pain to my ears.
Yeah.
Because it's my correcting all of the videos.
Yeah, you would have
It's
done
not me correcting all the videos. If you were to ever say that or write it, you're supposed to say my correcting the videos. Pisses people off. Not me correcting the videos pisses people off. My correcting the videos pisses people off. Anyways, that's dumb. So that's my English major little.
That's the English.
It's the
lesson.
it's the possessive. And you'll hear it if it's pointed out to you for about a week. You'll never stop hearing it.
Give us a couple more. Give us a couple more examples.
You have to hear it in real life. Like, but I can be like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
and
got
I
an
are gonna
example.
go to bad
really
apples,
sucked?
right?
Say it again.
You and me are gonna go to bad apples, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, the one that I mess up all the time is your and you are. I screw that up all the time.
It can,
Yeah,
Like,
but you can get
wow,
away
you
with a lot
are-
of that stuff when you're texting.
yeah, and when you're talking, you can get away with it too.
Right.
That one at least you can get away with, but like the possessive, I don't know. It's something my dad always harped on with me, and you can hear it, and it's almost the difference between somebody that is classically educated or
Do you ever get pissed off at people talking about Illinois or Walmarts
or like a salmon.
Walmarts or the internets.
or Salmons?
Salmons,
Or
yeah. I
Kansas.
looked that up yesterday, as a matter of fact.
It's
Salmon.
It's supposed to be salmon,
Salmon, yeah.
but some people say salmon.
The best one, the one that gets me is irregardless. I don't like when people say irregardless.
Yeah,
The
my
one that's really
ex-wife
big
would
in-
make fun of me for saying that I was an English major because I barely read anything. But
The one that's really bugging me lately is
No.
I cannot understand why people are gonna tell me something, but they tell me before they're telling me something. For crying out loud, if I know the damn thing, why tell me?
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, Jim. You know your maple syrup smelling money smells good. you know. You
Hey,
know.
the one that gets me is the one where when they end a sentence with an A.
I don't know anybody who
It's
does
Jim.
that.
or what's worse is when they tell me what it's all about.
Okay. Okay. I don't.
Make sure to pick up a lot of decals from the event down there.
We love the decals, sir.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Yep. Okay.
Decals.
Okay. Here's another one for you guys. Z28. I don't know. That sounds so feminine to me.
Z28, isn't that's a car, isn't it?
That's the car, yeah.
Car, but I mean, it's supposed to be a muscle car. It's supposed to be a Z28.
That sounds cooler, actually. Yeah, I agree. But
but we call it Z28.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the Americans.
Yeah,
Well,
nobody. Zed's dead.
I rock.
that's all right. I like my aluminum cans, not my aluminium cans.
Aluminum.
You remember from Pulp Fiction? He's like, "Who's Zed, honey?" No, who's Zed, baby? Zed's dead. Because he stole Zed's bike. Anyways, all right.
Butch, I want to hear how you liked your cross country, man. You haven't said a word the entire show, so you're there. What happened? How far did y'all go?
What are you talking
I
about?
don't even know. I lost the LZ. I couldn't get back. I was like, oh man, where's it at?
That's what Gaggle's for.
Yeah, I don't have internet on my phone.
Oh, okay.
How
So
far did you go?
y'all went pretty far though, right?
Well, yeah, pretty far. Longer than I've ever been.
Well, that's still cool. I mean,
Yeah,
on your
it was
fifth flight
awesome.
to do a cross country, that's awesome. If I do
It
that, I
was.
will go into bad airspace and they will shoot me down and kill me.
Lucky I had a great instructor and he was up there with me. I was following him around.
There you go. Long as somebody knew where they were going.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't want to lose them.
Yeah, if you lose them, you would be screwed. I guess I'm landing.
Hey, we're running out of battery juice here, Sean.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We definitely appreciate you, y'all. James, have a great evening. Thank you for jumping on the show. We'll fly. Thank you for all the B-roll in the background when James was chatting with us. Y'all have a great time over at Bad Apples.
Yeah, be safe down there.
Absolutely. James, tell us a little bit about your Charlie soap and how we can go check that out real quick.
Look at charliesoap.com. CharlieSoap. And we have a hypoallergenic laundry detergent that is better than anything in the world. And we have some surface cleaners. You can get it at Earth Fare, Fresh Market, Whole Foods, Lowe's Foods, Kroger, any owners, any store owned by Kroger, and now Walmart.
Dang.
I'll buy me some Charlie soap.
Yeah, we
Support
got
that new
into 500.
wing.
We got
Let's go and buy some soap to support your new Charlie soap wing.
Please buy as much as you can. You're welcome to just put it down the drain. They say that it's safe to just throw in the trash. So just keep buying it and keep throwing it in the trash.
No, don't do that because it's some good stuff.
Hey, James, is it available up in Canada?
There is a distributor out there, or we had one for a very long time. We were in home hardware or house hardware. Or, I can't remember.
Oh,
Home
Gonna have
hardware.
it.
But we don't think we have it anymore up there. So I'm sorry. But you can definitely order it online. We're in Amazon Canada. So you should be able to get it there.
The other Nick said he's going to Walmart right now. Is it already in the Walmarts, or are you just
Okay, so it left 4 Walmart DCs the distribution centers last Thursday. And so it's being rolled out to all 42 of their distribution centers, and going into 500 stores. So I don't know if it'll be, there's probably 2,500 stores or 2,000 stores, something like that. And anyways, so we're only getting 500 of them, and they're going to figure out how well it sells and in what kind of demographic it'll sell. And then they'll send it out to all those stores that it kind of hits well in.
right?
And anyways, I'm learning all about it. I'm in the production side of things. But if please give it a try. It's me and my family and all of my friends, because I basically just have employees that are my friends, and they're all the breadwinners of their families. And so we've got 10 families that are represented by Charlie Soap, and we're doing pretty good. And so we could appreciate the support.
If you bought me a Charlie soap wing, I'd fly it.
Yeah, it's so funny. I've gotten that offer from a lot of people. I don't think that I would get that offer.
Here's another one. Just saying.
There you go. Just another one.
Just start giving out those Charlie soap wings, and you'll be seen all over the United States and the world.
Yeah, Nick's
Yeah,
t-shirts,
but-
man. Just go straight for the wings.
No t-shirts. I mean, screw that. We need wings. Cars. I could give away cars with it on there. Jets, even. Yeah.
I used to be allergic to dial soap. Is that because of how much lye they put in it, or what do you think that is? I would just break out when I use dial soap.
Really?
Yeah.
Anytime that you have a detergent or a soap that leaves a residue behind, you have a chance to be allergic to it. So what you want to look for is a soap or a detergent that rinses thoroughly. If it rinses thoroughly, then it doesn't matter if it cleaned anything or not. It will at least not hurt your skin
Okay.
because
Cool.
it won't be left behind.
I thought all
And
the
so that's the only
soap,
thing I can.
all the soap instructions always say rinse thoroughly. Do they not?
They do, and then
Uh-oh. I
They're
think that was
gone.
battery power.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess we just lost them.
Yeah.
On that note,
Oh, wait, he's back.
oh, there they are. Okay.
So they do say rinse thoroughly. The thing is, okay, so on detergents, if you want to do a little soap thing here, detergents, basically they've been making the same detergents since the 1950s, since Procter and Gamble bought out their patents for synthetic soaps from somebody in the 50s, and they published the book about all the detergents, and everybody's been using that same detergent formula since the 50s, or a variation thereof. And so it doesn't rinse very well, it doesn't clean very well, but they do use it, and they put brighteners in there because it doesn't get rid of the stains very well. And they put scents in there because sometimes it doesn't get rid of BO like it should. And then sometimes they put lubricants in there because those brighteners and those perfumes will eventually cake up on your clothes and on your machine. And you'll notice that if you ever have had a washing machine fixed by a technician, they'll always talk about the residues and the gunk inside the machine, and it's from the detergent that you're using, and they'll always recommend something, but there's really only one detergent out there that doesn't leave a residue behind, and that's mine. There's every other one leaves some type of residue behind, and even if they say that it's hypoallergenic, what they're going to tell you is that they don't leave a residue that you can be allergic to. But still, it's a 1 in a million shot. You could still be allergic to something because it's there, and you could have some weird adverse effect. But if you have nothing there, and it's just cotton with no residues on there, most people are not allergic to plain cotton or plain polyester or any nylon or anything like that. Most people are not allergic to those garments. They're allergic to whatever is attracted to those garments in the washing process or in the world.
You know your stuff, man.
Jim,
I've been selling soap for a while.
Jim wants to know, is there any soap that's good for removing stains on wings?
I cannot recommend that you use my product for wings, but they recommend a mild detergent, I think, and I produce a mild detergent.
There you go. That's a safe way.
There are people that, and some people say don't ever put any detergents on there, and that's a very good idea because every other detergent could either leave a residue that could age your wing quickly, or it could affect some type of glue or some type of coating on your wing. So the best thing is just to keep it clean and rinse it. I've heard of people putting it in like dunking their wing in a 55-gallon drum of water, just so they knew that it was clear water and that it was just going to rinse out, and they had a perfect place to set it out. And that's the best thing to do, I think. But I've also heard of people taking Charlie soap and putting it in that 55-gallon drum, and it coming out spotless and crinkly and like crispy again. So I've heard that. I don't know if it's the truth, and I can't say that you should do it, but I've heard that it brings the crispy back.
Don't put it in the dryer.
Also, I heard that you can wash your risers and get a lot of dirt out of your risers if you wanted to unhook all the lines and throw them in the washing machine.
That's actually a good idea.
There's a couple of guys that did that to get their cleats to work again. Their trim cleats. And
I
they said that once
wouldn't
they
doubt
got
that
it super
because-
clean and got the fabric working again, like the clean again, it would really bite. So
I wouldn't
Yeah.
doubt that those things pick up a lot of dirt because when I was down at the Arizona Flying Circus in Salton, I picked up a lot of that magnetic sand. And I still, every single flight, I still am brushing off that magnetic sand. And there's none of it around here.
yeah. Yeah, it's like all iron oxide out there, I guess. My brother would be proud that I'm some kind
Knew
of
that.
chemistry. Yeah,
Well, that's pretty cool.
that was my dad's.
We need
My
to
dad's
have
biggest
James back.
letdown was when I. Well, anytime I appreciate all the talking. I love some oral flying.
Yeah. If you're not flying, you like talking about it.
Yeah, everybody's sitting around doing oral flying. Have you ever seen that? It's from like, I think it might have been like Top Gun or something.
Maybe.
They were like, everybody's having.
They froze.
And I think we finally lost him. I was going to say, man, we need to get James back on just to talk about soap in the future for sure.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, Sean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're doing oral flying, which is almost as good as the real thing.
yeah, I wanted to say I have not been able to see any of the chat tonight, so I just want to send my love to the chatters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So-
Hello.
And I need to go back and take a look. And I just realized that Eric Von Erich said, shout out to PPG Grandpa, Paramotor, Arkansas. Can't wait for my first flight. Donated $5 in super chat. And also Eric Von Erich donated another $5. Sean Symons, Paramotor, Arkansas, most patient instructor ever had while learning any skill. So definitely appreciate you guys in the super chat. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Excellent.
you. Thank you very much.
And definitely, James, we need to have you back just so you can talk all about detergent. We need to know all about detergent in the future.
I would love to do that. Anytime that you need me to do that, I will do that. But if the flying, I've never had something that I wanted to be so knowledgeable about, or I've never had anything that I thought was worth studying except for flying. I love flying, and just anytime you want to talk flying, it doesn't matter when it is. Apparently,
Yeah.
I don't. Other than when I'm flying, I can't talk flying.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
when I'm not flying, I do want to talk flying.
I think if you get into the sport, you have to be in 110%. There's no half wanting to fly. I mean, you either really want to do it. That's why I think we're so passionate about it, is because we learn something every day, you know, and constantly keep updating our skills and everything every day so that we can be better pilots.
Exactly.
Everybody that I've go for it.
I
Sorry.
was going to say, you know, like tonight, we learned that, you know, if we want to wash your wing, we put it in the washer with some Charlie soap. Exactly. Right?
Yeah, just
Throw it on the
just
dryer and
there.
it'll be perfectly crispy. I think that's what he said.
He's going to start putting that on that box. Do not put your glider in.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think if there ever was a detergent to wash your wing with, you could probably use Charlie soap, but I don't know if they recommend that. I wouldn't use anything else. Anyway,
I hear you.
but
Well, thanks.
anyways, yeah. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it, and like, thanks for listening to me jaw about flying for an hour. Sorry.
Well, we had a great time. And like I said, Will was outside doing some B-roll for you. I mean, it worked out really great, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Think so.
It was good.
Take lots of video, because if you don't video, it didn't happen, right?
That's
That's
it.
right. That's
it.
right. Hey, shout out for Fly It for Gauge Fly-In, the new fly-in in Bowling Green, Florida, June 8th through the 11th. I can give you a 99.9% chance of loving that flying. Just that awesome. It's a great
Will's
place to
video on
fly.
bad apples will be out in August. You guys get ready.
Yeah. Set your put it on the calendar.
Man, that's the worst. Like when I went to work for Aviator and take their trailer out to Salton Sea and everything, I got a ton of footage, but it takes me 3 months to get to it, let alone to edit it all and then releasing it at the right time. By the time I get to it, it's like, did I help you? You know, like 5 months later, they're probably thinking that was the worst investment we could have done. But
3 months of my life spent in front of a computer.
like we all waited for him to make this stupid and spend all this money. Anyways, I'm afraid that I wasn't very helpful for them, but all I know is that they've got something going on over there at Aviator. I know that they've got something going on because they produce pilots. They produce a ton of pilots. And
they just opened a new place outside of Nashville, from what I saw. So that's much closer.
Yeah, and that dude, he's kind of young. His name's Jake Hutzler or Metzler or something like that. Anyways, he is a phenomenal pilot, and he is a super calm and patient teacher. I was blown away by I think one of the coolest things that Eric Farewell does is recruiting. So his best skill is finding the people that you wouldn't think would be good at stuff, or you wouldn't. I wouldn't think that a group of teachers that young would show such
Hutzler.
Maturity.
Is that his last name? Hutzler?
Yeah, Jake Hutzler. He's a pretty good pilot, man, and I like to watch him fly. He's nice and smooth, and that's what you want. And not only that, he's a likable guy. So you want to, like, I don't know. I think they did well. Not to blow him up too much, but like I got to meet all those guys from Aviator, and they're all really, really nice. They all treated me like I was a brother, like instantly. It was kind of cool. So
that's one thing I like about the sport. That's one thing I like about the sport. Everybody just takes you in. No matter what school you go to, you can go and check out all these different schools. They're all wonderful schools. I
think it's been awesome. How everybody knows everybody. Like I could show up to any school and they're like, "Oh, it's James." Like, hell yeah, it's Charlie Soap, and I love that. I just love this whole sport, this whole thing. So it's probably all the dumb videos I've made, but like,
your channel. You tell them about your channel, your YouTube channel.
I got a YouTube channel. It's James Sutherland. I think it's just James Sutherland, but it's got a caricatured face of me on there, so it's not like a picture. It's like a drawn picture of my face.
You've got one video on there that's got like a gazillion views.
Yeah, I've got 95,000 views on one video, and that was from where my buddy got hurt, and he held this video, and he didn't let anybody see it. And I was like, man, if you let me show it to the world, I bet you I can get you trained. And he ended up getting trained by DeFore after I published that video.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think I got the link for it. You got 336 subscribers. That sound right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about all I got. Which is I don't know 300. I don't know 330 people.
Yeah, I know, right? You get a lot of friends on Facebook.
I just got a new Instagram follower. I have gotten a ton of Instagram followers over the last 6 months. I went from like 2 to like 500 Instagram followers.
Really? So if you haven't subscribed, check out his channel.
Yeah, check my Instagram. It's james.sutherland.100.
Is that it?
There you go.
And that one's got I would say my favorite recent video is the one I did in Salton Sea where I went in the canyons. That's my favorite. It's just music and flying, and it's some of the most beautiful flying I've videoed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was awesome.
Not only did you video it, you got to experience it firsthand.
Oh man, Alex Mateus was out there flying with us, man. Like the best slalom pilot in the world was out there ripping it up with us, like sideways in the canyons. It was awesome.
Just one of the guys.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Hey, we're going to be back. This isn't goodbye. We're going to be back on Friday night, Sean. We're going to be live from Bad Apples 2023 at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Remember that?
All right.
Wait, Friday. I'll be doing my show Friday at 8. How can I watch y'all?
Oh, man, that's right.
Oh, well, what we're going to do is
I don't know. The ball's in your court, Sean.
one of them's going to have to go.
Sorry, Steve. We'll miss you, man.
I know, right? I'll miss you guys.
Yeah, might just have to stick with the vaping on Friday since we'll be doing the paramotor thing.
That's fine.
There you
That's fine.
Well,
Wait,
so
I'll be at a fly-in anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna be at a fly-in.
Well, there you go.
Well, oh, yeah. So are you going to be doing a show, Steve?
I don't see how I don't know what kind of internet, if any, is at that airport.
Causing all this trouble for nothing then. So 8 o'clock, right? On
Yeah.
Friday. We'll be
Yeah,
live from Bad Apples.
I'm going to get me a drink, guys.
I'll try to
we're
live
still on
in
for
from
that.
where I'm at. We'll have 2 fly-ins at once. How about that?
There you go. We can compare notes. Are we still on for that, Sean?
I sure hope so. You better text me the day before to make sure I don't forget. I'm an old grandpa, you know.
All right, I'll do that.
Well, maybe I'll be at the Butt Fan Dust Off, so maybe I'll join you.
I'd
Oh
love
my
to have you.
gosh.
That'd be awesome.
3 fly-ins at once? Whoa. That's like a YouTube first right there.
I
Well,
know,
there you-
right? It's just
there you
like
go.
overload.
Gonna break the internet.
Yeah.
Well, good night, all.
Good night.
night.
Thank
We'll
you so
see
much
y'all.
again, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, buddy.
Thanks, James. It was
All
great.
right.
Bye-bye.
Later
Yeah.
on.
This is going to be really cool. So we're going to have the Bad Apples. We're going to be doing a live stream. We're going to have Jim and hopefully Scuba, all of us on there from different fly-ins on Friday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
There you go.
Oh,
That'll be about sunset anyway. I'll probably can't be flying right then anyway, so why not?
Yeah, join us, man.
I'm not going to join while I'm in the air. Yeah, let me just get on Zoom while I'm in the air. Look, y'all can
You
see
should
down
do
here.
it. You should do it. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
I mean,
It depends. If the weather's nice and there's calm air, then maybe. But otherwise, there's no way. I don't want to drop my phone from 800 feet. I'll have it.
you fly that low? Come on, get higher.
I could over there because we'll be unrestricted. I can go way up over there, so that's
That
good.
way, if you drop it, you can swoop down and catch it.
There you go.
I don't think I got my wing. Don't swoop that fast.
Put a little parachute on your phone.
There you go.
You know, I never thought of that. Yeah, you could do like a little parachute type of case or something. So if you did lose it, it would go foop and just float down like those little army.
That'd be awesome.
Right?
I
Yeah.
see my phone is floating. Oh, it's going in the water. It's going in the water.
You'd have like a little flash on it or something, some strobe or something going. That'd be pretty cool. That sounds awesome. Well, Jim, Scuba Steve, and Butch Fly, I tell you what, you guys are awesome. Hey, Butch Fly, do you want to tell us a little bit about your fifth flight today, since you know we're still on? And
It was awesome. I loved it. I got a great instructor, and he makes sure I did. He makes sure I do good.
How far did you
I'm
go?
really wore out.
Wore out.
Yeah, we've been getting up at like 5 o'clock every morning.
Did you blow many launches, or I mean, did that wear you out, or?
No, not today. I actually got a little off, oscillating.
Uh-huh.
I got to work on that. You know, I've been doing pretty good, but this morning I wasn't. I was kind of tired, and it
Yeah.
didn't take long for me to cramp up after I got back on the ground.
Okay. Cool.
Don't
Yeah.
let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. He is doing absolutely amazing. Out of everything that he's done, the blown launch was only because it just came off a little bit to the side, and he, as a pilot, decided he was going to kill it and reset up.
There you go.
So he did.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do.
That's right.
So how far did you go?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
So
hard
how
on
far did you
myself.
go?
Well, it's better to kill it than let it keep running and the wing come down and then the lines get caught in the prop. That would be bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's better just
Yeah.
to shut it down. You can always set up and go again, you know?
Right. It's like that saying, it's better to be on the ground wishing you were in the air than in the air wishing you were on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we did maybe a 30-mile round trip.
Nice.
Country. So
Nice.
It was a long time. It
When
was
we-
awesome.
Went to a
Well-
particular destination and then came back, or did
we didn't land. We just went to a destination and turned around. Wanted to make sure it was safe for him, obviously. And when we got back, his gas was about that much. So
Wow.
we did it. We did it absolutely perfect.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
So,
Thank you guys. Enjoyed it. And you think you'll get that Charlie soap up there in a Tim Hortons? Maybe you can get some then.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm definitely gonna have to get me some Charlie soap.
Oh yeah.
She's
sounds pretty
more allergic to soap than I used to be. Really allergic to, like I said, Dial, but she's allergic to most soap. So I'll try that, and if she likes that, then we'll just keep buying that. Shoot,
Yeah.
or at least for the clothes, you know, if it's just detergent.
Right.
really awesome. Well, guys, we're going to be getting up really early in the morning. So, Scuba Steve, tell us a little bit about what you do on Friday nights and how we check that out.
Friday nights, I do a show about vaping mainly, but also talk about paramotor stuff. But this Friday, like I said, I'll probably be at a fly-in. So I don't know what my channel is going to do. I'm going to have to post something on Facebook, because if I do join in from the fly-in, then it's going to be on Sean's channel, not my channel. So it's going to be weird. But yeah, you can just go to paramotordude.com. That'll take you straight to my YouTube channel, and there you go.
Excellent. And also too, real quick, because, Butch Fly, he's starting to upload, he's starting to do videos and stuff. So Butch Fly, tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and how do we get to it?
PPG Butch and Butch Fly, ppgbutch.com, or you can go to Facebook and put in Butch Fly and check me out. Putting what I can on there. I'm not a real good at the editing, but I'm getting a little bit better. I got a great teacher at that too.
Well, with 30 years of doing computer engineering and stuff, I can help him out just a wee bit, but whatever. But yeah, go to ppgbutch.com and that goes over to his YouTube channel, and just search for Butch Fly on YouTube. And also he's put himself up a brand new page, Fly Butch Fly. And if you find that, he's going to be putting up some really spectacular stuff on that Facebook page. So thank you,
Yes.
Butch, for doing all the cool stuff that you're doing. And
Thank you.
we definitely appreciate all the fun stuff that we get to watch on YouTube and Facebook. Also, we got Jim with his maple syrup smelling money. What would you say that you don't like? You don't like, or what was it? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So-
like being told what I know already.
Well,
Why tell me that I know it?
well, I think that you're pretty cool, and I think, your printing and publishing place is pretty good, Tell us a little bit about that, and how do we get up with you in your flying shenanigans on YouTube?
In case you don't know, you can get a hold of me through carepp.com, or give me a call at 306-946-4027, and you'll get a hold of us and we'll help you out with whatever you need printed. And if you'd like to check out some paramotor videos, then you can go to careppg.com. and you'll find lots.
Find lots of cool stuff. That's awesome. And I hear that PPG Grandpa is worth 10%. What is that all about? A boot.
Say what?
PPG Grandpa is worth 10%. What is that all about? You know?
No?
We're supposed to be speaking English, not American. Oh, sorry about that. Now I don't even know what we were talking about.
I don't know what
You're
I'm gonna do
worth-
either.
you're worth
The 10%, man. The 10%.
Mention you mention PPG Grandpa, and you'll get 10% off whatever you order.
That is awesome. Man, I tell you what, you guys make me really happy. I love doing this show every Monday night. Jim has really helped us out a lot with the PPG calendar, ppgcalendar.com. Check that out too. You can get your very own calendar. So if you're out at Bad Apples and you got a lot of really awesome pictures, get up with Jim and get your very own Bad Apples calendar made. And you can go there at PPG Calendar, right? Not calendars. Calendar.
Calendar.
Is it
Yes,
is it R or ers?
it's AR.
R.
Calendar.
R. That reminds me, why are pirates so angry? They just are.
R.
All right, guys. My name is Sean Symons. You know me as PPG Grandpa out there in the paramotor community. You can find me at ppggrandpa.com or iflyparamotors.com. I'm usually out at my flight school, which is paramotorarkansas.com. And also we got the new nonprofit runintothesky.org, where we help disabled people, disabled veterans learn to fly and possibly get that adaptive paramotor or flying machines if you have some really severe disabilities. So check out runintothesky.org. We definitely appreciate any type of gifts. And we have a, what is it? We finally got this, guys, where we got the Run Into the Sky from Cash App, which is really cool. So if you want to donate to Run Into the Sky, you can do that through Cash App. And also, if you want to just send us a check, we got the information down below. Now, if you do send a gift, send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll send you a gift back, some stickers and things, and also put you in the raffle for a brand new reserve. Matter of fact, Butch just got a brand new reserve also.
Yes, I did.
And, we definitely appreciate everything that y'all do. You guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, a wonderful week. I hope everything's absolutely amazing for y'all. We'll see you next week, same bat time, same bat channel, blue skies. And I hope that all your paramotor activities are amazing and you're able to run into the sky. We'll see you next week. Peace out, y'all. Peace.
Hey, with the thumbnail. All right.
Peace. Yeah, I guess we'll have to go back and get a thumbnail from the actual.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for Will.
Man. Oh, well. See you next time, y'all. Peace out.
Yeah.